Memorial Conference. An inspiring role model, Padma Shri Dr. PRITAM Singh has spent his entire life tirelessly doing what he does the best, inspiring students, academia, corporate heads, and policymakers to elevate their excellence. His distinguished services were acknowledged by the country when he was conferred with prestigious Padma Shri by President of India. It was the first time that any professor and a serving director in India received this coveted award in the field of management education. His contributions go far beyond the realm of academia, and he has often shown his capacity for leadership as a director of prestigious management institute and as a visionary thinker with strong views. Dr. PRITAM Singh will always be remembered for his Midas touch, his warmth, his wisdom, and his entrepreneurial, undying spirit of excellence. Friends and family and well-wishers of Dr. PRITAM Singh established the registered trust known as the Dr. PRITAM Singh Foundation. The foundation's mission is to host and continue the legacy of life lessons by Dr. PRITAM Singh. So far, the foundation has hosted 5 roundtables, a book launch, and the first edition of PRISM conference. With the aim to carry on the legacy further, we welcome you all to the second edition of PRISM Conference with the theme, Leading the Business of the Future, Talent, Technology, and Transformation in the Changing World. This edition gathers a variety of academics and practitioners for panel discussion and keynote talks that are intended to eliminate the gap between theory and practice and give all attendees a truly and engaging learning experience. We at IIM Nagpur are privileged to host the conference for the next 3 days.
Now I'm inviting all the dignitaries to the dais. We have Dr. Bhimrai Maitri sir, Director IIM Nagpur. Sir, please come to the stage. We have Dr. H. Chaturvedi sir, Director BIMTech Noida. Mr. Subrat Kumar, CEO People's Labs Private Limited. Professor Shiva Kaka sir, Professor IIM Nagpur and Chair PRISM Conference. Now I'm inviting Dr. Bhimrai Maitri sir to facilitate Dr. H. Chaturvedi sir with the token of our application. I again invite Dr. Bhimrai Maitri sir to facilitate Mr. Subrat Kumar. I also invite Professor Shiva Kaka sir to facilitate our own director sir. We also have Mr. C.P. Gurnani sir, CEO and MD Tech Mahindra joining us online. Thank you for gracing us with your presence here at IIM Nagpur. We request all the dignitaries to light the lamp and begin the event.
या कुन्देन्दु तुषारहार धवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रामृता या वीणावर दण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युत शङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवैः सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निशेष जाड्यापहा।
We would like to introduce our director, B. Marai Maitri sir, who has been a guiding light for all of us. It's been because of his vision and blessings that IIM Nagpur has reached great heights and is contributing to creating talent for the corporate world. Prior to joining IIM Nagpur, Dr. Maitri served as the director of IIM Trichy, L&T Institute of Project Management Vadodara, and also worked in MDI Gurgaon, IMI New Delhi, and BITS Pilani. A PhD from IIT Bombay, Dr. Maitri is serving as the chairperson of various national institutions. Sir is also a member of prestigious Indian National Commission for Cooperation with UNESCO. Dr. Maitri was the first Indian elected as the Vice President of Asia Pacific Division, DSI. Owing to his great contribution to the field of management studies, he is the only serving director of IIM Nagpur to receive AIMA Keval Noharia Award for the leadership of management education. We humbly request sir to commence the event and deliver the welcome address.
Very good morning. Directors, PRITAM Singh Foundation, Shiva Kakkar Conference Chair, Dr. Subrat, Secretary, PRITAM Singh Foundation, all core committee members, and today's chief guest, Sri C.P. Gurnani ji, MD CEO Tech Mahindra, guest of honor, the HR Director, Indian Oil Corporation, all the distinguished participants, faculty members, my students, ladies and gentlemen. It is proud privilege for IIM Nagpur to host the second PRISM conference for 2 days, 2.5 days conference from today. And all of you know that Professor PRITAM Singh was the visionary leader, and under his leadership, many institutions and many faculty members grown and they established themselves as a leaders. And when he was the director of IIM Lucknow, he was the first IIM director to receive Padma Shri from then President Abdul Kalam ji. And Professor PRITAM Singh was the first director to receive Professors of Professor Award from Government of Russia. He received many awards, and he was on the board of large number of the top-notch private companies like Godrej, the Hero Honda, then Hero Honda, and he was also on the board of RBI, like number goes very large. And I was fortunate to work with him at MDI Gurgaon. When I was working with BITS Pilani, he was the director at MDI. I joined MDI Gurgaon in 2005, and I worked with him, and large number of people, those who worked with him at MDI Gurgaon and IIM Lucknow, probably you might have seen the directors in, out of 20 IIM, 10, 12 directors have been mentored and guided by Professor PRITAM Singh. She was known as a leader for developing leaders. So he was a leader of leaders. And today we are organizing this conference on his memory. And large number of people associated with Professor PRITAM Singh Foundation, they are worked with him and they have been developed by him. Large number of corporate people as well as academia, they are working with his principles and guidance. So for the benefit of participants, let me briefly introduce about IIM Nagpur. IIM Nagpur started in 2015 as a 14th IIM in 13th biggest city of India, that is Nagpur. And Nagpur is also center point of India. And IIM Nagpur, even though it started as a 14th IIM, it has grown horizontally as well as vertically. Today we have 5 programs. We have 2 PhD programs, 2 executive MBA programs, one at Nagpur campus, one at Pune campus, and our flagship MBA program, which is 250 capacity. Apart from this, IIM Nagpur is the only IIM out of 14 second and new generation IIM is an established, very strong executive education. Not only its own building, but large number of programs. Today we are running 23 programs, 15 variety of programs, and some of them are unique to the nation. For example, cyber security and data science program, it is first of its kind in the country. In collaboration with FedEx Institute of Technology, Memphis University, USA. Similarly, we are going to very soon start the blockchain program in collaboration with Copenhagen Business School, professor of Copenhagen Business School, who heads the Center for Digitalization at Copenhagen. IIM Nagpur also does large number of short-term as well as the medium-term programs for the corporate executives. To name a few, Indian Oil Corporation, Hindustan Petroleum Corporation, Western Coalfield, and currently the Coal India program is on. IIM Nagpur also participate in nation building in number of ways. Currently, IIM Nagpur is conducting one program, Mahatma Gandhi Fellowship Program. It is a program of Ministry of Skill and Entrepreneurship Development supported by World Bank. Government of India identified 9 institutions, 9 IIMs, and IIM Nagpur is one amongst them. Similarly, IIM Nagpur participates in large number of committees, whether it is a national education policy, whether it is the conduction of the Atal programs, and also the policy making in higher education level. The campus, what you are seeing, it is spread across 132 acres. And as a part of phase 1, this campus has come out in 68 acres. And the total construction area is about 70,000 square meters as a part of phase 1. And the current campus accommodates 600 students as per the Ministry of Education needs. Similarly, phase 2 is going to come. Maybe probably we already submitted, and next year it is going to expected to start. That is another 55,000 square meters. So this is how IIM Nagpur currently phase 1, and we have 600 students on the campus, and phase 2 is going to start next year. I welcome all the other delegates, and the core committee members of the foundation, and my dear students and faculty members and staff for this very important second edition of PRISM conference. Thank you very much once again, ma'am.
Thank you, sir, for the warm words. Now we have the one and only Mr. C.P. Gurnani, sir, addressing the function online. The name needs no introduction to the IIM audience. Mr. C.P. Gurnani, sir, is the Chief Executive Officer and Managing Director of Tech Mahindra. He is recognized as the most promising leader of Asia by the Economic Times. He has a career spanning of more than 35 years and has held several leading positions in HP, Parrot Systems India, HCL Corporation Limited, etc. He has also served as the chairman of NASCOM for 1 year. Mr. Gurnani, sir, has an entrepreneurial style of management that is a blend of enthusiasm and dynamism. He tends to focus on people's strength to bring out the best in them. For the IIM fraternity, IIM Nagpur fraternity, he is a very own chairman of the board of governors of the institute. We humbly request Mr. Gurnani, sir, to deliver his presidential address.
Namaskar and welcome on behalf of IIM Nagpur. To me, it's an honor that IIM Nagpur faculty, the core committee, and the students have all got together to have a workshop in memory of Dr. PRITAM Singh. Most of us who have had a chance to meet, interact with Dr. PRITAM Singh have always known that we are blessed that we met leader of the leaders, guru of transformation, somebody who practiced and built a career on recognizing or shaping the talent. So my humble prayers for Dr. PRITAM Singh. And again, thank you to the core committee for allowing IIM Nagpur to host this memorial time with all of you. I personally have been a huge fan of a very inclusive leadership. And when I use the word inclusive leadership, I am talking about few management principles which at times look contrarian. For example, people have said, you know, entrepreneurs take risks. And I have always come back and said, entrepreneur managers also take risks. So my favorite theme has always been that if you behave like an owner, if you work like an owner, then you are an entrepreneur manager. And if you reflect, most organizations pride themselves, they have a startup culture. What is a startup culture? Some people would argue that startup culture brings in passion, pride, and a desire to achieve what an ordinary person would have done in X months. We do it in X by 2 months or X by 3 months. I think, again, if you are an entrepreneur manager, you will inculcate that startup culture. You will inculcate that level of ownership. You know, it is coincidental that one of my friends and colleagues at Tech Mahindra, when I was talking to him about this, he told me a story. And the story goes something like this. Hundreds of years ago, there was a slowdown, there was a recession, there was a inflation, and the Sethji of the locality, of the village, had to let go of his favorite employee. His favorite employee used to take him for a shikar hunting every weekend. And, you know, typically, as many of you would know, for hunting, you tend to go on a higher pedestal. Most of the people would, which is called a machan, and you would hunt from that machan. So now Sethji, the owner of that small jamidar or a village, whatever you want to call him, had to let go even his favorite employee. Weekend came, Sethji was little restless because he used to go to the shikar with this employee. Next weekend he called him and he said, Mr. Employee, I want you to come with me for the shikar. I want you to work with me. But this time I will do it differently. I won't pay you a salary. I'll give you 1/3 of the kill that we make. Employee said anyway he was not doing much, and 1/3 of the kill was attractive. So this weekend, this Mr. Employee goes deeper into the forest, sets up the machan much closer to the action, and tries to do a much better mining of the area. You know, looking at the visuals, data, analytics, whatever you want to call it. And obviously, for all this hard work, the kill was good. Second weekend, the same thing happened. A much better survey, much better analysis, much better deep thinking, and much deeper into account mining or the forest mining. On the way back, the Sethji asked the employee, what has changed? You and I have been going together for years, but now the results are much better. He looked back at his Sethji and he said, sir, that time I used to work for you. Now I work for myself. Think about this, that it doesn't matter whether you are going to do a startup, whether you're going to join a company, whether you're going to join an Indian company or a multinational, or you're going to join Coal India or Indian Oil. Reality is, it's the same number of hours. If you transform yourself internally, you are a better individual, a better person. So my humble request to all of us is simple lessons in life. Simple lesson is talent has to be refreshed. Technology has to be refreshed. Process has to be refreshed. And transformation has to start from within. Transformation is not about getting a McKinsey or a BCG or a Bain or a KPMG. Transformation is about when we transform, the world will transform with us. And the important part is there are lessons from Dr. PRITAM Singh, Professor Maitri, Professor Atul Pathak, all the professors of the core committee of the today's session. They all have valuable tips for all of us. Can we take a pause and look at it with poise and say the basic lessons of management, how do we use technology to make them better? You know, a job which could have been done by one individual, can technology do it better? Can technology now look at how to capture the emotions? Can technology, in a current changing environment where husband and wife both are working, can a robo become a friend of my child? Think about it. Your imagination will give you the answer. 10 years ago, a startup in Mumbai, which is now in 100+ countries, said child needs a friend and they will make a robo child friendly. All of us have read this news about in Kerala, people going deep inside and doing scavenging. Sometimes the gases are so strong that you lose lives. And again, data and analytics. Again, technology helps you save those lives. So my request is the teachings of Dr. PRITAM Singh, whether they are about talent, whether they are about processes, whether they are about tools, technology, or an abused word like transformation, all these have to be made contextual. And the more we do make it contextual, we will find those answers which will help organizations become more successful, more innovative. They will help you build a skill tree. They will, in a lot of ways, create better career paths. I have always admired the project management skills of a young mother. Many of you have seen the same thing, either when you were a child, your mother doing it. Your mother as a leader, your mother as a multitasker, your mother as a time manager, your mother as a project manager. Look back, what are the lessons? She has also used technology. My grandmother may have used, vessels and coal. My mother may have used a gas chula or a pressure cooker. But the point again is, there are examples of leadership in every sphere of life. And multitasking of a young mother or battling with the challenges. I mean, we all know there is going to be a recession globally. You cannot deny it. The reality is that US has an inflation that they are finding it difficult to deal with. Now, what are their response? They're going to force a slowdown. Have you analyzed that the recession is actually different this time? Earlier recession used to be buyer does not want to buy. Buyer had unemployment problems. The buyer had too many people. Now in US, buyer wants to buy. There is unemployment. They want employees, they are not getting it. And they have to still force a slowdown. And the reason they have to force a slowdown is reverse. Supply is not there. The supply chain is broken. At Mahindra's, we could deliver a car, but we have a waiting list of 1.5 years because of the semiconductor supply chain issue. Costs are going up. So my point I'm trying to make out here is that challenges will happen. But the question for all of us is, what is our response to challenges? It's going to be hard, but is hard going to be impossible? Can we reinvent ourselves? Can we reposition ourselves? Can we reorient ourselves to, like Professor Maitri said, become experts in blockchain, become experts in supply chain, create automation in supply chain? So the challenges are in front of us. It is for us to find a solution. Similarly, every day you open a newspaper, you hear about climate control. You hear about climate challenges. You hear about sustainability. The amount of funding that is available on good sustainable solutions, either in technology or in supply chain or in measuring or in consulting, are immense. So the 2 points I made right now: solve a problem, which is what I gave the US example. Second is sustainability. It is everybody's problem. Can we solve it? And number third, follow the money. Sometimes where the investments are going, give you an idea where to apply Dr. PRITAM Singh's formula of future of talent, future of technology, future of processes, future of transformation. So I know all of you are smarter and very driven people. I mean, I took the liberty of doing this call virtually, but I have promised Professor Maitri that I will make up during the next 1 year either by joining this particular conference next year in person, or maybe I requested Professor Maitri that there will be series of events over the year, and I hope I get a chance to interact and get reactions from you. So I'm going to take a pause. I'll let Professor Dwarkanath, Professor Atul Pathak, Professor Maitri, all the organizers to share their feedback also. But I promise you, I am missing something by not being in person. But thank you again for giving me an opportunity to be with you. It's always a pleasure, and particularly very, very proud of what the faculty and the leadership at IIM Nagpur has achieved. My salute and congratulations to IIM Nagpur team also. Thank you so much. Thank you.
As said by Gurnani sir, if you transform yourself internally, you will be a better individual. I hope we all will transform ourselves and the world as well. Thank you, sir, for your enlightening words on leadership and entrepreneurial managers. Next on the dais, we have Dr. Harivansh Chaturvedi, Professor and Director at Birla Institute of Management, BIMTech, Greater Noida. He has more than 45 years of experience in teaching, research, and academic administration. We hereby invite Dr. Chaturvedi, Director, BIMTech, and member of PRISM Foundation to address the audience.
Thank you. My dear friend, Dr. Bhimrao Maitri ji, Subrat ji, distinguished guests and organizers, I can see Dr. Asha Bhandarkar ji, Mr. R. Anand, Mr. Dr. R.K. Jain, and our friend Mr. Mehra, who has been the CEO of SAYS for a long time and now pursuing his entrepreneurial streak. Just I would like to take a few minutes of yours to talk about Dr. PRITAM Singh, in whose memory PRITAM Singh Foundation has been formed in November 2020. As has been said by Dr. Maitri, that late Dr. PRITAM Singh, during his 50 years, more than 50 years working life, has touched many lives. His students, his peers, his faculty colleagues, corporate leaders, leaders from the voluntary and development sectors. And he has created a community of the people who admired him, who liked him, who adulated him. Dr. PRITAM Singh was a wonderful human being and an academic leader par excellence, who has created great institutions like IIM Lucknow, MDI Gurgaon, and led Administrative Staff College of India. His contribution in leadership development in our country will never be forgotten. So those who have been working with him, some of them are here, some of them could not come. They are spread across the country, outside country also. We have taken a decision after his passing away that we should do something to carry forward legacy of a thinker, a leader, academic leader, and a great human being. The trust is registered under the Registration of Trust Act, and the purpose of Dr. PRITAM Singh Foundation is to provide a framework of leadership development in our country. As you know that in India, we are dreaming a lot. We are talking about making India #1 country by 2047, when India will be completing 100 years of its independence. I find many students are sitting here from IIM Nagpur. I would like to say that one of the basic prime problem of India's future trajectory will be, and it is even present today, that we have everything, but we are lacking in quality leadership, we are lacking in governance, and we are lacking in institutionalized processes. We have lot of government-led governance. Everywhere, for everything you have to go to government. For every small thing you have to go to a government department. And they take their own time. And the speed of decision making is usually slow in government system. It may be slow in private system also. So we need to have a revolution in our country for creating a focus on leadership development. In academic world, India has more than 1,000 universities and colleges. We are lacking good vice chancellor, good principal, good B schools directors. There may be many people who are good academicians, but they are not good able administrator. I am very happy that under the tutelage of Dr. PRITAM Singh, more than dozen faculty of MDI and IIMI, they became director of IIMs and private B schools. This is major contribution. This is need to be recorded. How could he touch their lives? How could he groom them? And how could he make them a leader capable of managing institutions like IIM Nagpur or many other IIMs and universities? So purpose of Dr. PRITAM Singh Foundation, number one, that it is the expression of gratitude. Those who have been working with him, they have the gratitude that whatever you have given to us, we would like to give to the society. We carry forward your legacy and we carry forward your mission of producing, grooming able leader, able administrators. This is one purpose of this foundation. And I think that the future will tell us that we need leaders everywhere, because leaders are not only needed in universities and colleges and in corporate world, leaders are needed in society. Leaders are needed in every village, mohalla, clinic. Everywhere leaders are needed. And leadership can be cultivated. Leadership can multiply the capabilities and efficiency and performance of the people. Gandhi ji came to India in 1909. And he was not known. He lived in England and South Africa for a long time. But within a few years, he could crisscross the whole country and meet many people. And he has proven and he has created some awareness in the country that we need lakhs of leaders everywhere in the country. Can you imagine if a barrister from South Africa, he wrote to an elephant to go to Champaran in Bihar for knowing the problems of the farmers, because there were no roads, there was water on pavements of villages. He rode on an elephant with Rajkumar Shukla, who has invited him to go to interiors of Champaran to meet the farmers. When he has given call for Quit India movement and police was going to arrest him, foreign correspondents asked Gandhiji, what will happen to the movement when you will be arrested? He said that I am not worried, because in every mohalla, every village, every small habitation, we have people who are able to take the role of a leader. So this kind of awareness about leadership was in India when there were no IIMs, there were no B schools. In 1909, I do not know, or 1942, I do not know that which B school was existing in our country. But we have created leaders who have contributed significantly after the independence. What went wrong in 60s and 70s? It's a matter of debate, discussion, and research that we could not produce honest, ethical, value-based leaders. Our political system rotten. Our university system degenerated. You are having tall leaders in our universities, in our colleges, and who have created hundreds and thousands of pupils who are working for the country. So I would like to conclude by exhorting the academicians, research scholars, students that you should join Dr. PRITAM Singh Foundation. On the website, you can find the process of getting enrollment as member. Institutions have separate membership categories. Individuals have separate membership category. And you can meet me. I will be here for 2 days. Anybody can join it, and anybody can contribute. Like this conference, this is second international conference, PRISM conference. We have created so many activities for corporate young leaders and students from these schools and universities. And the basic theme is we want to identify who will be the future leaders. So this is a journey of PRITAM Singh Foundation to think about the future of India, to cultivate leaders for future India, and to prove that leadership can make a change. He was a magician. We want to create that magic for the country. Thank you.
Leadership can definitely make many more changes. Thank you so much, sir, for enlightening us with your precious words. Next up, we have a video message from Mr. Ranjan Kumar Mohapatra. A true visionary, Mr. Ranjan Kumar Mohapatra, Director, Human Resources, Indian Oil, IOC, is a firm believer in the power of possibilities. Along with leading a mammoth workforce of over 31,000 employees at Indian Oil, Mr. Mohapatra has been entrusted as Trustee Security of Indian Oil Foundation and Chairman of Skill Development Institute, Bhubaneswar. A true people's man, Mr. Mohapatra ensures that everyone he meets is inspired by his positivity and flair for life. Being a true leader, he encourages every team member to reach the pinnacles of success by offering excellent working culture at all the places he is associated with. Because of some personal reasons, Mr. Mohapatra will not be joining us today, but he has shared a video message with us. Let's have a look at the video.
Namaskar. Senior executives, faculty members, and students from my institute, ladies and gentlemen. Greetings from here. I'm extremely sorry that I'm not able to come physically with some experiences. I would love to be there, but I'm sure the program is going very well, and all the best to all of you for that. So the rules that we share, I'm absolutely delighted to be here at a lecture who visionary, who genuinely transform India's educational landscape. I'm genuinely humbled by this invitation to the second edition of PRITAM Singh Memorial Conference. I must thank Professor Nagpur for giving me this opportunity to connect to the bright minds on the subject that is so close to mine. Before I share my perspective, let me share that the Indian Oil, we were fortunate to have been blessed by the sage advice and deep insights of the that was instrumental in developing several transformational initiatives and Indian Oil. That is perpetuated the brilliance of people in Indian Oil's leadership activity. I fund memorial of my association with Professor Singh, and for me, this platform is an opportunity to pay my home to one of India's greatest economies. The world is going through economic, and we have witnessed a historic transformation in way of working, courtesy of COVID-19. However, the human ability to face and encounter any crisis has always been spring, resulting in informed business, social, political, and financial factors. In fact, the latest report on the future of work from the mentioned that businesses have an opportunity to reimagine themselves in this situation. The report asked the leaders to explore measures, including disruptive changes in their environment and business operating models, and consideration for diversity. Organizations like Google have done easier requirements for many people and are focusing fully on candidates' skills and needs. This focus on people offers the new age transformation that the business and HR leaders of today need to be aware of and also to embrace. We often hear people say that the next generation is more aware and knowledgeable than the previous. But the reality is that after COVID has blurred the knowledge has between generations. In the new normal scenario, everyone, irrespective of nationality, has moved closer to their financial goals. We have realized that physical successes and achievements may vanish overnight, and hence searching for a clear and driving purpose to life is something that humans are now more important than ever. We are now seeing a progressive shift where employees care less about the money and more about how their work seems to fulfill a greater purpose. A recent study by LinkedIn found that 74% of job candidates want a job that they feel like their work matters. This is a way, this is a great validation for the traditional Indian philosophy, where attainment of true moksha is all about rising into mundane. Indian oil is the energy of India, and Indian lives in every aspect of our conventional existence. We at Indian oil that culture lies with the organization and students identify and nurture a collective purpose and can make the entire workforce feel that its work matters. In our case, collective purpose is service to nation, or as we say proudly, India, during pandemic and the initial stringent phases of lockdown happened, the demand of LPG scaled up, and my thought goes back to every challenge to ensure that every house has a fluid inside the home. We did not give any additional pay or allowances to people, no. Yet they worked beyond their quality. When the world was moving indoors, people were on delivering. On a single day, despite the pandemic, our people delivered 3.2 million that LPG cylinder, which is an all-time record. How did that happen? Let me borrow a key tenet from the set of our corporate value here. This is the gist of what we value. In business terms, our core values are translated into human business model. I strongly believe that if I can help my people discover their true calling, passion will come. We recognize that to lead the business of the future, we need transformation in our approach and business model. Hence, this different model keep focus on talent alive. At the same time, the advent of technology and relevance of data, which have accelerated in the recent months, cannot be. Hence, I find today's topic very relevant and it dwells on the vital aspect of future business sector, transformation, technology, and we need to have organizations that will certainly focus on data and data, because that's the essence of an algorithm on which successful organizations run. But at the same time, not miss the human being for and the desire to engage meaningfully. For instance, one of Indian Oil's core focus has been to reach out to one of the most vulnerable sections of our community, our human beings. PRISM is not about sentencing someone to harm, it's about reforming minds and souls for harmonizing them with civil society. The situation is even deeper for women business who find it more difficult to recover because of extreme traumatic. Indian Oil helps such women by providing an opportunity to work at legal outlets operated by the business. The idea behind this wonderful cause was to help these women take care of themselves and to survive in the society while catering to their own family. Today, 44 such Indian Oil business outlets are being run in 9 states. This is a win-win situation not only from the perspective of business and social footprint of Indian Oil, but it's also an eternal source of inspiration for the Indian Oil team involved with those. Our employees derive this purpose by having contributed to someone's life. The talent of the women is utilized and a complete transformation in work model. Here in times of transformation, catalyzed by an endless series of needs. Our world is changing at blink of an eye. This world mandates that HR should have a special focus to match the market demands and economy. Let me drill down on it. Once we provide opportunities for our talent to achieve their purpose, we also need to continually invest so that they will be empowered to undertake innovative action for the world. Besides this, let me share with you our holistic initiative, integrated talent management for IIMN, service talent and succession management will be supported with experts. In short, this is a complex manifestation of what the theme of this conference is all about: talent, technology, and trust. Under this initiative, we created an overarching talent vision to guide the talent management activities of the organization for the next 5 years. We are also studying and examining the management norms for all existing functions and making them better. You will be pleased to know that we have created success profile for all PRISM positions and find criteria to identify potential successful for this team. These potential successors are assessed against the success profile to determine the readiness for every. This ensures the healthy talent pipeline as well as knowledge, which enables the person to realize his or her purpose. Then the equity tool that supports the entire integrated talent management and has provided transformative inputs to the management as well as consultant. So, while it sounds impressively high-tech, I must an important point. Today, technology is helped us in designing any input that goes into individual or the individual gathered through experience stays in one's mind and serves as an important scope of knowledge. It is important that organizations help their talent to deploy their knowledge management strategy to optimally leverage performance. So while a large amount of the organizational knowledge is documented, there is a lot of it which is gained from personal experience. And unfortunately, that stays in people's minds. It is what we call the task. According to US Labor and Statistics Department, 25% of workforce is likely to retire in the next 5 to 7 years and has a huge chunk of knowledge resting in people's minds. So walk out. So what do we do as a child? Our primary focus should be on preventing the unnecessary reinvention of an effective tacit knowledge management strategy can bring drastic transformation forward. The brilliant words of the former CEO sums it up very happily, and I must quote that. If only you what is known, we will be 3 times more productive. At Indian Oil, we try to capture this knowledge by requesting our subject matter experts to prepare learning content for besides the readily available sources. These experts pour in the knowledge vested in their minds, and with the aid of technology, we have now developed over 1,600 internal learning books. In fact, we have been way ahead of time in the production of e-learning platforms in college, which hosts these modules on wide range of functional and as I speak, my employees have registered over very less 2 million modules completion of this platform. We also deploy technology to capture tacit knowledge resting in minds of our employees through mentoring and coaching. Our employees pass their knowledge to other colleagues, knowledge sharing platforms, one-on-one interactions, experience sharing, cohorts, and several other platforms that actively encourage knowledge. I think these initiatives for me facilitate transfer of all kinds, implicit, explicit, and for making our talent ready to execute. What I want to do at this example is that to lead the business, The three-way journey of talent, technology, and mastery needs to be driven by the spirit of a human force. Pure financial incentives are not enough to build sustainable models. More importantly, our business strategy will also be duly supported by a robust mechanism to manage talent. Before I conclude, I implore upon you to understand the knowledge I have in Indian government and help in creating the model. Let transformation become a cultural phenomenon rather than a numeric target for the business organization. Here I propose that's why that PRISM should create an industry-wide continuum for leveraging collective intelligence on three wings of development, as I mentioned. This can be a source of competitive advantage for many organizations and also provide a sense of achievement and purpose to many others. Connect this with the PRISM initiative that I spoke about, and you will see the evidence connect. I therefore suggest that such innovative models and form of collaborative intelligence is set up. This would create a framework of relationships among different stakeholders. That's very important. From the industry and academy to redefine leadership practices and strategies for the new age. The cognitive and experiential knowledge related to various sectors can be transferred far and wide, pragmatic specialization and I'm sure I hope my suggestions and perspectives would catalyze the in this conference. I wish the conference in France. Thank you very much and see you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mahapatra sir, for that brainstorming words of wisdom. Now we are glad to have Mr. Subrat Kumar from the PRISM Foundation with us. Mr. Kumar is the CEO of People Labs Private Limited, which is a leading name in experiential learning interventions for corporate and higher educational institutes. He is an MBA from MDI Gurgaon and FPM from IIMN Delhi. In his career of 11 years of entrepreneurial journey, Mr. Subrat Kumar has trained more than 25,000 students and corporate professionals. We hereby request Mr. Kumar to deliver his vote of thanks.
Good morning, everyone. As I stand here as the Secretary, Dr. PRITAM Singh Foundation, to deliver the vote of thanks, I'd first like to thank the Almighty, which has been kind enough to see us through pandemic times. And finally, we could see something as a hybrid model conference, and we are pretty hopeful that the coming years will see it happening more towards the physical conference than just getting stuck with the hybrid thing. I also at the very outset tender my apology in case I miss out on any names. The intention is never to miss out, but if at all I miss out, my advance apologies for that. I will start by thanking Dr. Singh. I remember watching the ceremony when Mr. Vajpayee was being given the final farewell. And that was when Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad had said that Mr. Vajpayee had the persona that even in his death, he could bring people of all hues and all parties together. As I stand here, I am reminded of Dr. Singh. He may not be here with us for the last 2 years, but even after 2 years, it is he and his persona which has the ability to bring all of us together for this second edition of PRISM Conference. I'd like to thank Mr. C.P. Gurnani for his thought-provoking address, and also Dr. Ranjan Kumar Mohapatra for wonderfully illustrating what Indian Oil has been doing, and at the same time giving some food for thought for the foundation on some areas which we may look at. I remember Dr. Singh used to say, "Meri zindagi ek aisa safar hai jo manzil pe pahuncha to manzil badha di." Last year, when we did the first edition of PRISM Conference, it was in association with O.P. Jindal Global University. And that is when we had requested Professor Maitri sir to take on the mantle for the second PRISM conference. All of us have no doubts in saying that the second PRISM conference, if we look in terms of registrations and the papers, it has been a runaway success, and all credit for that goes to Professor Maitri. Thank you so much, sir. May we have a round of applause for him. I'd also like to thank President Dr. PRITAM Singh Foundation, Mr. Dwarkanath, the ex-chairman GSK. Because of some exigency, he could not join us here in person. He's very much virtually connected with us. But he also comes across as a leader who has led the foundation tirelessly. And thank you so much, sir, for helping us put up this PRISM conference. Thanks to the members and the core committee of Dr. PRITAM Singh Foundation, the president, Mr. Dwarkanath, executive presidents, Mr. S.Y. Siddiqui and Dr. Chaturvedi, Professor Asha Bhandarkar, Professor Subir Verma, Mr. R. Anand, Mr. Vivek Mehra, Professor Prashant Gupta. A big thanks to all of you for helping us set this up, getting the speakers, and also organizing the three different conferences, which we have, three different competitions, which we have planned in this conference. Thanks to the entire IIM Nagpur team, the entire preparations have just been flawless. The entire team ably led by Professor Maitri, sir. I would like to take out few names. Again, if I miss out, I am sorry. Professor Alok, Professor Shiva, Professor Papi, Professor Mukund, and all others who have worked behind the scenes to make this conference come true. A big thanks to each one of you. Thanks to Dr. Asha and Professor Maitri for helping us tie up with not one, but three international universities, one each from Mauritius, Europe, and South Africa. It was only because of you, ma'am and sir, that we have got a truly international conference over here. A special thanks, as you may be aware, that there are three competitions which are happening in parallel. One is the Academia Paper Presentation Contest. The other is the Emerging Leader Contest. And the third is Prastuti, that is the B School Student Case Study Competition. All of them carry very exciting and good rewards as well. My thanks to Mr. K.S. Bakshi, Mr. R. Anand, Professor Prashant Gupta for leading these competitions and ensuring a grand participation from across the country. I would not be true if I do not thank the sponsors for this conference. My thanks to the sponsors, Union Bank of India, IOCL, SAGE, and all others whose name I might have missed. A big thanks to all the sponsors. It is the magnitude and magnanimity of your support which keeps the conferences like this going. Last but not the least, a big thanks to all the participants and delegates who have joined us either here in person or have joined us virtually, who have taken time to submit their papers and are taking part in various competitions. A big thanks to all of you, because you are the true essence of the conference, without which this would not have got any meaning. Once again, thanks to each one of you for sparing your valuable time, joining us, whether in person or virtually, and making this conference something which we all will cherish for a long time to come. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Subrat Kumar sir, for sharing the words. I hereby invite Dr. Bhimrai Maitri to give a token of appreciation to Dr. Chaturvedi sir. And I also invite again Dr. Bhimrai Maitri to share the token of appreciation to Mr. Subrat Kumar sir. This marks the beginning of the PRISM conference. Let's use these 3 days to enrich our connections, to improve our knowledge base. We hope you all have a wonderful stay here and an experience to remember. Once again, we welcome everyone to the IIM Nagpur campus. Now, I invite Professor Shiva to guide you regarding the event schedule of the venues.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to IIM Nagpur. I hope you find the experience of PRISM a deeply enriching and engaging one. I would like to take the opportunity to invite you to join us for the high tea, which has been arranged outside. Regarding the schedule of events, for the track chairs and presenters, all presentations would be taking place in the faculty block, 2 p.m. onwards today. For lunch, we would be meeting at the executive education block, when you enter the gate. Regarding the directors roundtable would be happening in the administrative block that is scheduled for tomorrow. Immediately after this session at 12:15, we have Mr. Manoj Kohli's address that would be happening in the MPH. The dinner is at the high ground in the middle of the campus. The security and all the teams are there to assist you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
We request everyone to join for the high tea.